Video games are going up in price to $100. A bunch of analytics think we're about to hit that $100 mark for AAA games soon. And guess which game might start it all? Yeah, you guessed it. GTA 6. And if Rockstar actually pulls this off, other publishers might just follow, making $100 the new standard. Are games actually about to cost $100? Well, let's talk about it. Gaming has changed a lot. We went from simple 2D platformers to massive open worlds that look almost real. Back in the day, making a game was just a small team working together. Now, we're talking about thousands of people working on a single game, including developers who've worked on blockbuster movies, TV writers crafting deep stories, and artists creating insane levels of detail. And since gaming makes more money than music and film industries combined, every big company wants the best talent for themselves. But hiring these top-tier developers, artists, and writers, yeah, that takes a lot of cash. So yeah, it actually makes sense that game prices would go up over time. But surprisingly, that hasn't happened much. From 2005 all the way to 2020, most big games stuck to a $50 to $60 price tag. That's 15 years of the same price. Since 2023, big companies like EA, Take-Two, and Activision decided to bump prices from $60 to $70. Microsoft and Sony followed. And before we knew it, $70 became the new normal. Even Nintendo jumped in, with Tears of the Kingdom launching at $70, and despite a price hike, it still sold 10 million copies in just 3 days. Yeah, it was a sequel to one of the biggest open world games ever, but that extra $10 still feels like a lot. And it wasn't just Zelda. Dead Space remakes also launched at $70. Even though it was just a remake of a 14-year-old game, people were not happy, of course. But both games still sold insanely well. Gamers might complain, but if a game is really good, they're still gonna buy it. And that's why, like it or not, $70 is here to stay. But I believe this all started with NBA 2K21, which was the first game to break that decades-long $60 barrier and jump to $70. And guess who was behind it? Take-Two, Rockstar's parent company. Despite the price hike, which felt crazy at the time, the game still sold really, really well. And once other publishers realized they could charge more without losing sales, $70 didn't sound so bad. But this new price hike might actually be happening soon. Again, there's been a new report going around the internet that's freaking everyone out, critics, gamers, and God knows, even some developers. Just recently, Matthew Ball released a massive, over 200-page report on the state of gaming in 2025. Of course, I didn't read the whole thing. Who has the time for that?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
But one part stood out to me. The suggestion that Rockstar could charge $80 to $100 for their next game. And that would actually save gaming. That is insane, right? But he makes some good points to back his claim. With GTA 6 in mind, he talks about how big budget games like that need to make their money back. We've already heard crazy news and rumors like Rockstar's developing new AI tech that could revolutionize gaming. We're talking AI-generated animations, fully explorable AI-generated building interiors, and NPCs that act like real people. This kind of research isn't cheap. It takes time, talent, and a ton of money. But even so, Rockstar goes out of their way to hire real-life Hollywood stars for their video games. They've done insane amounts of work, like meeting gangsters, spending time with secret agents, and conducting extensive field research. I even heard they hired 20 plus people just to develop water physics. This, combined with the fact that many analysts predict GTA 6 budget will be over $1 billion, it makes sense they'd want to charge more for their product. Now, taking account inflation and everything, is this practical though? Maybe for Rockstar, but it's definitely gonna hurt the gaming industry as a whole. Because for one, GTA 6 isn't just any game. It's the most anticipated game of all time. Millions of people are ready to throw their money at it, no matter the price. Even if Rockstar does charge $100, tons of players like me are still gonna buy it because it's GTA. However, once that price barrier is broken, other companies like Microsoft and Sony will see it as an opportunity to start charging more for their own big budget games. And that's where things start getting rough for gamers. $70 already feels like a lot, especially with the cost of living skyrocketing. Not everyone is a hardcore gamer who needs to play every new release. Many casual players just can't justify dropping that kind of money on a single game. Sure, some major titles might sell well at that price, but the game industry as a whole could take a hit. If games start costing $100, people will buy fewer games. And when that happens, smaller studios and mid-tier developers who rely on strong sales to survive are the ones who will suffer the most. And with GTA 6, I am okay at $100 because I expect perfection. I expect Red Dead Redemption 2 levels of detail. But not all games are gonna be GTA 6 levels. At the $100 price tag, it better be flawless. No bugs, no missing features, no broken launches. Because if a game releases as bad of a state as Cyberpunk 2077, fans will go mad. I mean, many gamers are still kids who rely on their allowance and saving up or their parents' money to buy their games. Even adults have to budget for gaming expenses. And $100 could mean choosing between one big game or multiple games on sale. And in countries where the exchange rate is brutal, this price hike could make gaming completely unaffordable. Now, I know there's too many factors to look into here: taxes, tariffs, increasing development resources and budgets, but the thing is, inflation has risen significantly over the last 2 decades. Yet we didn't see a major increase in video game prices for far too long. You know why? Because game developers have found other ways to get that sweet money from us without slapping a massive price tag on the games. Video games aren't a one-time purchase anymore. They come with microtransactions, paid DLCs, and all sorts of good stuff. No, not good stuff. But every major company is using these features to create constant stream of revenue. Just look at GTA Online. It's been going strong for years, making hundreds of millions of dollars every year. And Rockstar keeps introducing new content that gets players to spend their hard-earned cash on shark cards and god-awful flying bikes and cars. But the point is, video games are making millions of dollars in the after-sale part. So there's definitely other ways they can compensate their employees, other than increasing the game price to such absurd amounts. So will GTA 6 actually reach that $100 price tag? Honestly, no. I could see them pushing 80, which would still be a lot, but anything beyond that, I don't think so. They could, I don't think they will. I'm sure they already have their plans to make GTA 6 Online the most cash grab intensive game, with more quests, more play time, different settings, different stories that'll keep the players busy for another decade or so. And throughout that time, they will have made billions of dollars. Again. Now, regardless, GTA 6 is expected to make $1 billion in pre-orders alone, which is just insane. So will $100 games be a thing in 2025? I don't think so, but the future might tell a different story. So what are your thoughts? Are you gonna pay $100 for GTA 6? Let me know in the comments. That's all I got for this video. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one.